So that's back together. So the next thing you're going to want to do is take your other half and place it over. Now, I found it easier if you pull your trigger back so that it can fit through this little square groove right here. Like so. And it's going to take some force because it has to latch onto the groove holding the or the peg holding the trigger in. So that should just all click back nicely into shape. First thing you're going to want to install is your safety spring. It's going to do that the same way. Now there is a little spring that's holding that in, or trigger screw, sorry, and that's going to want to be compressed, but not so tight that it constricts movement of the safety. So it needs to be tight, but not overly tight. So once you get this in, it should be like that, and so you can still move it, and like that. Okay. Next, you're going to want to take your screws, remember, smallest first, into here. Just plop that thing in there and go ahead and screw it in. Like so. Let's see, when you're putting this together, like I told you before about my screws, you're going to want to check this. What happened was, from what I gathered, was that there's a little piece, there's a little lip in the screw that's holding it in from coming out. This one doesn't have that, so it must have broken or something. So I mean, if that happens to you, I suggest just going to Home Depot and seeing if they have another screw for you that would be a little bit longer. And sorry, that's my dog. Like so, and just ask them for it, and they would most likely have it. I don't think it's a very hard screw to find, so, and try not to drop your screwdriver. It doesn't really help the process. Okay, so you're screwing this in, and screws are very nice. I mean, they're not top notch, but they'll do the job for you. So once this is all in, like so, do that, and then you're going to do your last one. And then once you get this in, you're just going to want to get that tight. And you want to make sure these are all very tight. If you can, after every few games that you play, you're going to want to take this out and tighten all the screws, because they most likely will get loosened, and the looser they are, the less it works. So just a quick little tip. Like that. Okay, now that we have that all in place, what we're going to want to do is to put this back in here. Now, this is a little tricky. This here, okay, there goes that screw I was telling you about. This here is the pistons here. This needs to fit in this little groove here, and this needs to go in this little alcove over here. And that's just going to fit in like that. Let's see if I can't get it first try. There we go. Okay. Now, what you're going to want to do is take your screwdriver while holding this in place tightly. You're going to want to take your screwdriver and screw in the first screw. Screwing it in the right way, not the wrong way. Okay. So, once this is nice and tight, you can move on to the next screw, which you basically put it in there and screw it in. I'm not going to do that because it keeps falling out and I don't want to lose it. Next, you take your trigger guard. This forked piece just slips under there, putting your trigger in there, and this big screw just screw right in, like so. Then you, after you do this, actually, I'm sorry, you're going to want to take this off, put this back in, like so, like that, making sure it's a nice tight fit. You hear a click, then you're going to want to put this on, like so, making sure this is nice and as tight as you can possibly get it. And that is how you do that. Now, I will be having a video soon on how to do upgrade parts, taking out the hop-up, or replacing that, cleaning it, and everything like that. So, that's that, and thank you for watching.